For years, the Lexus LC500 has been one of my favorite Grand Touring sports cars. It combines an aggressive but sleek exterior design with a very high quality upscale interior and this thumping 5-liter naturally aspirated high revving V8. Plus the amazing reliability of a Lexus, all for the price of essentially a base Porsche 911. But up until now, all 3 examples that I've driven were bone stock. But what happens when you spend some money to modify this to be a bit more of a driver's car? That's exactly what the owner, Adrian, has done to this 2021 LC500. This has a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8. It's the 2UR GSE, and in stock form, it makes 471 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. But it is a heavy car at right around 4,300 pounds. Since this is a 2021 model year, it included suspension improvements that reduced unsprung weight by around 22 pounds, and this model year introduced active cornering assist, or ACA, which is essentially just torque vectoring by braking. They also retuned the transmission shift logic and offered standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This car is fully optioned with the very important performance package, which includes not only the rear axle steering, but also a Torsen limited slip diff and variable gear ratio steering, as well as this retractable carbon fiber spoiler. Market value for a 2021 model year is around $60,000 to $80,000. But here's the mods that Adrian has put on. We have a Blitz intake, which makes the engine bay look especially spicy with all that carbon fiber, PPE headers, Novell mid-pipe and exhaust, and an E85 tune from Loy. This car was dynoed stock at just under 400 horsepower at the wheels. Now with all the mods and the tune, it's making 480 wheel horsepower. Almost a 100 wheel horsepower increase. That is impressive for a naturally aspirated engine. For handling, we have RSR coilovers and BC forged wheels, plus some other aesthetic mods, including this carbon fiber front lip, which Adrian has replaced now 3 times. This is lip number 4. But I guess when the car looks this good with that super low and aggressive stance, lips should just be treated as consumables. I've always loved the LC500 interior, and with this custom steering wheel, it's enhanced even further. I really love the use of this brushed metal. It makes the buttons and some of the trim here just feel that much more premium, even over leather and carbon fiber in my opinion. Now this exhaust is valved, so we have a separate remote here. We're just gonna leave it on for the entire drive. Why not? So for drive modes, we're gonna put it directly into Sport Plus. Listen to that induction note. I think that's mostly the Blitz intake, although there is more exhaust noise now as well. Oh my goodness, this engine is phenomenal. We haven't even hit the red line yet. Those downshifts. Good God. This engine is such a thing of beauty. This suspension though, RSR coilovers, they're set up to be very soft. They're very underdamped for aggressive driving, but I can only imagine how comfortable this is on the road. The steering does not feel great. Just feels a bit numb, doesn't load up a whole lot in the corners, but who really cares when you have this powertrain and this aggressive 10-speed automatic. These rev-matched downshifts are just so aggressive. The upshift sometimes can feel a little bit lazy, like right here, but listen to the downshifts. Just glorious. Oh wow, underdamped over that bump. This car doesn't feel super quick, even with the tune and E85. I mean, ultimately we're still talking about a 4,300 pound car. Even 480 wheel horsepower isn't going to make this feel like a rocket ship. Oh, wow, very lively, but the body motions are so exaggerated because of this soft suspension combined with a heavy chassis. It is so up on its tippy toes. Well, that traction control kicking in on corner exit. I have it partially off actually. The rear axle steering does make it feel a lot more nimble in the tight hairpins though. Oh, my fingers slipped off the upshift paddle, so just bounced off the limiter. I love the way Lexus has tuned this engine, even stock. It's so aggressive. Oh my gosh. The engine alone makes this car worth the asking price. I mean, look, this is not the most dynamically impressive car on a back road. Even with the performance package and the goodies that it gives you, the LSD, the rear axle steering, the variable gear ratio steering, it's still a very soft, somewhat numb driving experience. It's meant to be an extremely comfortable, high quality, luxurious daily driver, or at least a weekend car, date night car, that is still fun to drive, if not for its handling, because of this engine and transmission. What other car for sub $100,000 from the last 5 years gives you this combination of qualities? Something you can truly drive every single day, not worry so much about reliability, and sounds like this. Oh yeah, because of the traction control, it's actually cutting power, and with this exhaust and intake setup, you can just hear it cutting power multiple times a second. It's just like this rapid fire, almost popcorn-like sound. This thing is a riot. And then when you want to back it off, just throw it back into normal or comfort even. So comfortable, it's so quiet and refined. I could easily drive this every single day. But where's the fun in that? Back into Sport Plus, manual mode. That will never get old. And because this car isn't that fast, even with the tune and the bolt-ons, you actually get to savor the sound of that engine and transmission even more. This is a car with performance that you can actually use on the road. And that actually makes it even more special in my opinion. It's a road car through and through. I took one of these cars on track once at Laguna Seca and it felt like a fish out of water in those conditions. But on the road, there is potentially no better GT for the money. I really mean that. If you're looking for super sharp driving dynamics in your GT, look elsewhere. But if you really want a true grand touring sports car, a car that really feels special on the road but doesn't beat you up even one bit, the LC500 is hands down my recommendation for $60,000 to $80,000 used, plus let's say about $10,000 of mods to open up the sound and give it that nice stance and exterior aesthetic. This is easily my choice. So a big shout out to the owner, Adrian. Let me know what you think about the LC500. What cars, if any, do you think are a close competitor? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.